Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. Hoping all's well with you out there today, as always. Today, kind of having an interesting thought, I think, but of course, that's up to you, whether or not it's interesting enough. So, here's my thought. When I was in college, I was an idiot. And I mean that in a lot of ways. But one specific way was I had this theory that you could make plants do really funny, weird, ridiculous things if you gave the plants drugs. I know, bear with me. I had seen some images online at the time. I don't know if they were real or not, but they were like, oh, you know, we gave this plant continued doses of this one specific type of, you know, not alkaloid, but something that was in a specific drug. I don't even remember what it was at the time. And it ended up turning the plant like all these different colors, and the plant, you know, grew upside down and this and that, you know, a bunch of stuff that I don't know if it's true or not. But I got in my head that that was really neat and that would be fun to experiment with. Now, I never really did any experiments with this. And when I was in college, if I had a drug, I wasn't trying to put it in a plant. I was trying to take it myself. So definitely not role model of the year here in a number of ways. Again, I was an idiot. However, what I'm starting to think about right now is what kind of effect would it have on a kratom plant to give it kratom? Or not just a kratom plant, but to give any plant kratom. What would happen if you gave a plant that was growing, you know, a little bit of mitragynine, like the extracted pure alkaloid mitragynine or something like that, or 7-hydroxymitragynine, or, you know, I don't know how to say the other speciosiliatine, or I don't know how to say any of them. But what would happen if you gave a concentrated form or version of one of those to a plant? And it doesn't have to be a kratom plant, but I was thinking of a kratom plant. It's like a dose of its own medicine almost. What would that do? Would it affect the way that the plant grows? Would the plant interact with it whatsoever? Or would it just, you know, not even bother? Or is this just all crazy? I mean, from my limited, mediocre research, as I always say, I see that plants really take things in that they need. Like, they need nutrients, so they take in nutrients, and they take in the nutrients they need. And so thus, that's why we use fertilizer, because we take the type of nutrients plants need and we, you know, concentrate it to ridiculous levels, and we throw some other things in there. And, you know, there you go. You've got GMO crops, and you've got huge tomatoes the size of houses, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I'm really going off the walls here, but all I'm saying is I'd be interested to know if anything in kratom, if concentrated and given to a plant or back to a kratom plant, either way, would have an effect on that plant. And also it'd be interesting to see if it doesn't have an effect on, you know, any given plant randomly chosen, but it does have an effect on a kratom plant. Or what if it affects the actual alkaloid content of a kratom plant in the long run? that would be really interesting to me too. What would happen if, what would photosynthesis itself start breaking down the alkaloids that you're giving in concentrated forms to kratom plant, or does that not even happen? Does photosynthesis not interact with it? Does that have nothing to do with it? And in some ways, I feel like maybe that's the case, or I mean, it's not the case, and the latter of what I said was the case, which is that it wouldn't do anything. There's some confusion for you, because from what I've found, kratom has, mainly mitragynine. When you pick it, it doesn't really have any 7-hydroxymitragynine, or very little, but I think there's not really any there yet. And it's once you pick it that the metabolization starts to take place, and the alkaloid content starts shifting. So maybe there wouldn't be a reason to suspect that there would be any changes to any of the alkaloid content in the plant, other than just it's just mitragynine as normal. Maybe it wouldn't take in the mitragynine that you're giving it. Maybe it would. I don't know. But anyway, this is just kind of a random thought left over from college, and I just thought that I would entertain you all with it today, and to see if anyone actually has any thoughts on it or knows anything more about it, or on the off chance that what I looked up in college, 10 years ago was actually happening in real life, and it really did change plants when you gave them drugs. Tell me about that. Because, hey, my college self would thank you. But as of right now, I don't know. And I just thought that it was a funny idea and thought I'd share it with you today. Okay, everybody. Gonna leave it there. We'll be back tomorrow, and take it easy as always. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.